All right. Well, thank you so much for our coming to our fifth installment of our Breakthrough Talks student edition. We're really excited to have Lydia here today. Hi, Lydia.
Hi, Alex.
Good to see you. So, yeah, first question. So, what's been going on in your life? Tell us about what's going on.
um, so there's a couple things. I mean, the biggest thing is online learning. So I'm currently a teacher, a high school algebra teacher, primarily ninth grade in Las Vegas, so specifically up on the north side. And so last year, I mean, March, we just completely shut down and we just went back to school like a month ago, right after spring break in April. That's when we returned. So going back to school in person has been a really big change. Like I haven't been in my classroom in so long. Everything was left how I left that day when I thought I was coming back Monday and I just never came back. So that's been what's really going on. Had to change my whole style of learning. Like bought this desk that I'm currently sitting at to make an office at home. And now like going back, we went back with 2 months left. We're literally done at the end of this month, May 26th. So these last 2 months, for those of us who are back in school, I've had like around anywhere from 1 to 5 students in person. Most of my students, they decide to stay online, but for those students who are back in person, it's been a big job of trying to catch them up, make sure that they get credit. Most of all, that's been a really big issue here in Vegas. Some students, like when school closed down in March, we just kind of haven't seen or heard of them since. So now that I get to see my students in real life, I've been just catching them up, making sure they get credit and making sure that work is done. So that's been the biggest thing that's really taken up my life, my job. But again, at the end of the month, I'll have more time to just kind of relax, sit back, because it's been a really crazy, stressful year for sure.
I bet. Yeah. And, as you look back at your experience in Breakthrough, I mean, you've been a student, you were a teaching fellow multiple times, you were a dean of students. I remember my first year as a program director, you were applying to college as a senior. So, we go way back, and your background with Breakthrough goes way back. But so can you share like some memorable moments or a memorable moment from your BT experience?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's been so many. Yeah, so many years in Breakthrough. I don't know. I think when I think of Breakthrough, I still think about my summers as a student. And really, nothing I feel beats that first summer. It's always such a different experience. And I just remember being with my friends and all the teachers that I met. Really, those teachers just make such a big impact. Specifically, I remember the teacher that made that impact for me was Angel Vesa. She was my math teacher, and I just loved her. She just gave me so much support and really helped me grow as a person. So I'm very thankful for her and for Breakthrough and for that summer. And I mean, that first summer is really what changed my whole life, essentially. After my second summer as a TF, that was my first summer coming back home from college. That was my other really memorable experience, because that summer is really what made me decide to change my major. And it was really something that I thought over hard, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know if it was the right choice. But after that second summer as a TF, I said, teaching is something that I enjoy. It's difficult for sure, and it's a lot of stress to put on a person to like teach 16, or now that I have 30, 40 students in a classroom. But I just like building those relationships with students. Maybe they don't love math, but getting them to realize that, they're not as bad at math as I think they are, or that they are capable of learning. It is capable of getting better. So that summer, I mean, really changed my life, because I changed my major completely, went into education, got my license. Never thought I'd be in Las Vegas, but this is where I ended up, and I absolutely love it. I mean, I definitely plan to stay around for like another 5 years at least. And I don't know, after that, we'll see what happens, whether I keep teaching or maybe come back to breakthrough in another way. But yeah, breakthrough is always there. Teaching is always there. Education is definitely something that I'm passionate about. So breakthrough did all of that for me.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, just the idea that you started with a math teacher in your middle school program, in the middle school program that impacted you, then teaching fellow experience impacted your major, and now you're a teacher. That's awesome. And I think my last question is really focused on the advice you would share with breakthrough students. And given that you're kind of the like entire, you kind of traverse the entire journey. You graduated college, now you're in the workforce and you're working as a teacher, you're giving back to the community. Like, what is a piece of advice that you would give to our current students, whether it's middle school, high school, or even our current college students?
A piece of advice, I think so much of my life, I was always thinking like, my goal is college, my goal is college, my goal is college. And once I was in college, I was like, okay, I need to get this diploma. I need to do well. I need to get good grades, stay on track. So I was always very set on being like pre-med, bio. That's always what I had thought in like middle and high school. So it was a really big and difficult decision for me to change over to math and education. And it was really difficult for me to tell anyone about it or to really accept that I wanted to change and that was the right choice for me. So I would say my big advice is it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to try new things, and it's okay for your plan to change. Like, yes, you have a goal, you've been working toward this for a while, but once you get out there, once you go to college, especially if you're away from home, if you're like states away or just living on the campus, there's just so much change going on that it is perfectly normal for you to change majors, to change interests. You just have to remember what it is that you want to do, what's going to make you happy, even if not everyone agrees with it or not everyone is as supportive as first, or if it's just difficult to say out loud, you need to reflect and think what is going to be the best outcome for me in the long run, and you just kind of need to go for it. So as difficult as it is, be honest with yourself, think about what you want, because I think we often get stuck on what's going to make others proud, and sometimes that means sacrificing our own goals or our own perspectives. So stay true, make those tough choices, and just push through. It'll all be worth it at the end.
Wow, great piece of advice. Well, Lydia, thank you so much. I know you have to leave after this to go do some professional development, which is exciting. But thank you so much for joining us for our 5th Breakthrough Talks student edition. Thanks, Lydia. Bye.